Welcome back, and we're still on the Q&A segment of Autofocus with our guest this week, Ms. Perez Agudo, President of the Association of Vehicle Importers and Distributors, or AVID, and President and CEO of Hyundai Asia Resources. And we're also joined by top-notch motoring journalists, Brian Huang of the Manila Times, and of course, James Deacon of jamesdeacon.ph, right? Did I get that right? Okay. Now, in as much as we are in the middle of discussions regarding the automotive industry as a whole, can we ask you, there is this nagging issue now, it's so hot really, it's no longer nagging, it's killing many of us, about this port congestion. How is it affecting the automotive industry?
Actually, Butch, it's not only affecting the automotive industry. I'd like to put it already as a so-called, it's a national interest that is involved here, because billions of pesos are lost every day in terms of business opportunities. It's affecting the automotive industry, it's affecting the food industry, it's affecting the retail industry. Everyone is affecting. And if I would like to make an appeal to the President of the Philippines, Mr. Pinoy, this takes a lot of political will. And there is no one that we would like to see to take an action on this except you. Because I believe that as a servant leader of the country, you would like to look into this as the impact of this as it erodes will definitely put the consumer into a very uncompromising situation. Like when the retail goods are out, they're spoiled. How can we fix the cars when the parts are not here? So, and it applies to each and every industry of the country. So if only all of the industries could form an umbrella and make a statement and present the case to the public, then probably we could demand, or we could also, I would say, move this issue of port congestion to another level. Because if it's really just a port congestion, we should have solved it by now. How long has this port congestion been ongoing? And no one's taking it up.
Sad but true. You mentioned the president and what he can do. He recently just signed into law, the Lemon Law. How does the industry or AVID feel about that?
Well,
is this a good thing?
Yes. First, we support the passing of the Lemon Law, because we believe that this will protect the rights and of the consumer, and at the same time, the implementing rules and regulations, or the RRIs, being crafted. So, and I know that the IRR, which of course we will be vigilant in participating, will put the balance between protection of consumer and protection of the automotive industry.
Are you being
so
consulted
that there
right
will
now?
not be abuse?
You are being consulted
Yes,
now?
we are
That's
being
good.
consulted right now.
But following up on this port congestion, not that I feel that the Lemon Law is not important. I think it's also important, but except that this port congestion issues, as you said, affecting not only the automotive
It's
industry,
not.
and I know a gamut of industries, considering where I am through my business and leisure column, I get to talk to the other industry leaders, other industries, and they are really crying like anything. Now, there is an alternative that's being offered, which I feel hindi pinapansin eh. They're talking about, instead of always using the Port of Manila, why not Batangas and why not Subic? And to me, correct me if I'm wrong, these are very good alternatives. I mean, why stick to Manila when your containers are not moving? Why not move to Batangas? There is a concern raised that when you move to Batangas or Subic, you spend more. Maybe you can have an input to this, because I know you used to deal with Batangas.
Yeah, we are. Our cars are coming all the air. We're using the port of Batangas. In response to that, it's just like, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Okay? So, dapat bago pinatigil yung sa port, in-offer muna yung mga alternatives na yan. Hindi ba nagkaroon ng study na pag tinigil natin to, ito ang impact niyan. Magkakaroon tayo ng congestion, magkakaroon tayo ng delay, magkakaroon tayo ng problema. So therefore, there could have been a task force that has been created in order to look into this. People from BOI, from DTI, and from the local government has worked together and addressed this, no? But this is not what happened. So the port suddenly got congested, and it's now impacting almost all industries in the Philippines. So yes, I agree. Subic is a nice alternative, but you can't do a 24-hour turnaround. We plot our business programs 1 year. You know that, right? So we do confirmed forecast. We do targets. We just can't tell our shipping company, tomorrow ship it there. Hey, it has left Europe and will arrive in Manila 45 days from today. So you cannot stop that. What about our next? Well, we have to negotiate. We will look into that port, whether we have the available ship that is available there, whether we can get approval from this. So it's a process.
Hyundai has always been shipped to Batangas, right?
We were the first, Brian, in 2001.
The first
The first importer to use the port of Batangas. Nobody dared touch the port of Batangas at that time. But call it foresight.
Okay, from global, let's go parochial. Let's talk about Harry.
Oh, okay.
Harry's been doing
my
great
favorite
guns
topic. Yeah.
for the past several years. How is he doing now?
We're still number 3, and we're maintaining that market share as of August 2014. We've had our anniversary campaigns launched this month of August. We're launching new products by 2015 and 2016. So what you saw in the Grand Santa Fe and the Grand Item, you will just have a peep of the evolution that would come in the new Hyundai.
The 13 years ago, you said 13 to 14 years ago, you started in the automotive industry, and it was with this group. With all the problems that they were facing at the time, if somebody told you you'd be number 3 sitting here in this chair today, what would you have said?
I would say yes.
Yes? It was a forecast?
Yes, no. Yeah, because in 2001, we launched the 555
Yes,
campaign.
I remember
That's
that.
a 5% market share with 5,000 sales by year 2005. It happened. And after that, let's go for 888. Let's move to an 8,000 market sales by 2008 with an 8% market share. It happened. Then let's say run the 333, which means in 3 years that we will have to be number 3 with over 30 dealers. But something dramatic happened. Exponential. We did not do it in 3 years. We did it in 3 months.
Wow.
So I have baon. I have advanced, right? So I can be stagnant or flat for 2 years because it's all right, right? You shouldn't be. It's abnormal if you really have if you have a continuously growth of 100% a year.
It can be scary.
Yes, that's why I don't want to go there.
Just not right on target, but exceeding targets.
Yes, correct.
Driven by, which is your best segment?
We have beautiful cars in the passenger cars segment. We're very strong with our Accent and Eon. In the LCV segment, of course, nothing can say, and no one can go against the legendary Starex. And then that remains the favorite family van. And of course, we are launching a new Tucson, and at the same time, our Grand Santa Fe is very strong also in the LCV market. I think we have across the board product lines that makes us very strong. So we're not just I'd say depending on just 1 or 2 models that would really bring us to the top.
Well said. Okay, I guess we really don't have any time anymore.
Sorry, Brian, I gave you the opportunity.
I will have to forget that you're my friends. But before we close, Fe, may I give you the camera if you have any message to our viewers for Hyundai?
Yeah. First, I'd like to thank Butch for giving me this opportunity as a guest in his show. And thanks, James and Brian, for bearing out with me and Butch. Okay. But I'd like to thank, as I've said, the Filipino motoring public, for continuing to love our brand And I hope that as we also try our very best to to move to the next level of new wave of dealership, to provide you with the best service, you could, because we have already taken away from the fluidic sculpture design, we're bringing it to the showroom sales and after sales areas where you could have you could see the green space and you could see the operations mindful of the environment. And so please do drop by our refreshed dealerships and have the chance to see our product lines from the Eon, the i10, the Grand i10, the Tucson, the Santa Fe, the Starex, and of course the H100. So, and expect more surprises from us, and expect also that we're here to stay for you.
Okay, thank you very much. That concludes the Autofocus Q&A this week. May I thank our guest motoring journalist, Mr. Brian Huang. Thank you, Brian, for guesting again. And Mr. James Deacon for joining us. Thank you for your first time. And of course, our distinguished guest on Q&A this week, Miss Perez Agudo of AVID and Harry. Thank you very much, Fe.
Ooh, thank you very much too.
Stay tuned for more about the automobile and its industry here on Autofocus, the Philippine Motor Show on television. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll have more personalities from the automobile industry on a spotlight on our future presentations of the Autofocus Q&A.